Hello, welcome back to my channel, the Manga Man here, and today we're talking about Black Clover, chapter 2, 3, 4. Now, there's been a lot of things going on over the last couple of days with Scannerlators quitting Jibini Box Manga Stream. In honesty, I did double think and think, you know what, should I just wait for the official release? But like I did before, I basically wanted to look for a decent scanlation, and moving forward, if there's a decent scanlation out there, and I can make sense of it, I'll basically do a review. So unfortunately with this one, this was later than I wanted, but here we are. The official release timed with Japan has come out via Manga Plus, so here's the review. That being said, let's get into it. So, the chapter itself, from a storytelling point of view, had a few tidbits and a lot of things going on, but realistically there was three main sections to the story. So I'm not going to go and segment it so much. I can really just cover this in this one section, and we'll kind of go through the details of the chapter. The first part was really relatively simple. Members of the Golden Dawn in the headquarters was discussing, how good Yuno is. The fact that Yuno's basically gone on this quick mission because they were asking where he was, and the fact that 18 months has passed since he's joined, it gives us an idea of how long the story has really been going on for. I think that's important because a lot of the times you get a major plot point kind of gone through, or a major arc, we get through that, like we have done with the demon, and it's all of a sudden like, what happens now? Is Black Clover ending? Is this the end of the story? And I like the fact that the author, the writer of the story, the mangaka, has actually specifically put that in there, because it gives you an idea, one, of how fast Yuno has got to his position, but two, how long the story has gone on for. And it'd be weird for the story just to be a year and a half long from when they've started being, mages till now. I know there's been flashbacks before because they were found, Asta and Yuno were found as orphans, but we get to see them when they're around 15. Obviously, they get their grimoires, and then they join the Magic Knights, and that's really, as far as I'm concerned, the story. So for it to be a year and a half long wouldn't make sense. I'd want it to carry on. So it makes sense that they've kind of put that in there. That being said, not a lot else really happens in there. The one thing that I can mention with this is the fact that the way they're thinking is changing, which is good, because before it was a case of only royalty or highborn need to be in the Golden Dawn. Why is this guy from the outskirts, the poor people here? And now it's kind of a case of, it doesn't matter where you're from. He's done so well, he's a good person, he's a strong magician, so it's power and achievement over where you're born. And I like that change, because hopefully that'll kind of trickle down into the other Magic Knight squads, and hopefully into the kingdom as well through them. So that's a positive thing to kind of take off that. So that's pretty much the first section in itself. We do go back to the headquarters at the end, but I'll cover that at the end. So the second section is basically a continuation where we left off, with this big revelation, that Yuno is a crown prince of the neighbouring kingdom, Spade Kingdom. So basically we get told this guy's called Ralph. He uses a type of flame magic called trace magic, and he's able to show the history or memories of where he's from, and they show his birth and how people are excited by it, and you can see genuinely the people around the people in the community, the civilians and of that kingdom seem to be quite nice. So what Ralph originally said about them not being this villainous kind of kingdom does seem to resonate through the story. But with it being magic, you could doubt it a little bit, because it's that person's magic, that person's trace memory that is pushing out there, or he's controlling it, so it could be like an illusion. So there is that, but it just didn't seem that way. It seemed quite genuine. Obviously doubt it until it's proven to be 100% correct, but the fact that we got to see that, we got to basically see exactly what happened. However, there are differences in this story compared to what we get originally shown, because what we get originally shown is Asta and Yuno in the basket. So where did Asta come from? How does Asta fit into this whole story? We haven't actually really been told that element. So what we've basically been shown is Yuno's born. He's basically part of the Royal Kingdom. The Dark Triad, I believe I wrote down their name. They were referred to as the Zograti's siblings. They're the ones that who are the Dark Triad. They basically attack the kingdom. We pretty much get confirmation that the royal family is dead, because it's not specifically said, but the way it was worded made you assume that, and so you could ascertain from the words that were said, whether it's translation error or not. It's assumed that at this point that the king's dead and the royal family has basically been taken out. So with that being said, we can at least deduce from this that this Dark Triad family, this Socrates sibling trio, the Dark Triad, are not a direct relation to Yuno. So one of the questions I had before was, are they siblings? Are they part of the family? Are they like a branch family? What's going on in my head? That at least has been confirmed that they're not siblings. We haven't been specifically told if Yuno actually had any siblings at this point. He could be the only son. All we got told is basically people had high hopes for him to be a decent magician. We have been told previously that even if you're a tier 0, you're going to struggle to completely defeat these people. So it could easily be that, Yuno's father was maybe a tier 1 magician or a tier 0 magician, a mage, or his mother, or his cousins, uncles, guards, whatever. It's just that they didn't have that unique formula or combination to really take them down. We do see that it turns out to be Ralph's father running away with the child because these people, the Socrates siblings, know this country inside and out, which basically makes me think that they were previous inhabitants, they were citizens of this place, and that's why they know it inside and out. We don't know of exactly where they came from. We don't know if they're part of the royal family, if they're from a previous royal family, anything like that. All we know is they took over, and Ralph's father basically got him away. The outcome of that is essentially people are still wishing for his health, wishing for him to return, and Yuno's reaction to that is, I'm still a member of the Clover Kingdom, and pretty much that's that. That being said, we then get notification that the Golden Dawn headquarters is under attack, and it's none other than Zeno or Xenos, depending on which translation you use. The other member of the Dark Triad. So there's 2 guys, 1 girl. So Dante is the main guy, but the other one with the linear, that weird scar thing that he has, the skinnier one of the 2, basically, he's attacking and he's got people with him, and they're saying, shall we go all out? And he says, depending on your translation, other than these specific individuals, in the Manga Plus translation it says Arcane Stage Magic. Apart from then, you can kill everybody else. Now, the Arcane Stage Magic, from reviews, wikias, translations, are basically those people that have the capability of defeating the Dark Triad. So, we had mention of some. We had Julius, the Magic Emperor. We had the man himself, Yami. He was mentioned. And basically, the idea is all the other people that were shown previously that had the potential are going to get hunted down. So people with unique abilities, spatial magic users, time magic was mentioned, the dark magic was mentioned, and then we saw images. So I listed all the people that were shown in the previous chapter who I believe are going to be the ones that are going to get hunted down, or the fight's going to happen with. So we've seen some of them being trained, we've seen some of them got stronger. So I'm just going to list a few out just as a reminder, because it was a reminder for myself as well. So we saw Charlotte Rosalie, we saw Leopold, we saw Rill Balmalte, we saw Charmy, we saw Zerx Kruger, we saw Lux, we saw Yuno, we saw Asta, Noella, Mimosa, Finral, and Nero. So all these people have potentially the capabilities of beating said Dark Triad, and they've been training up. But I'm finding some of them hard to believe. Like, I can understand with Finral because he's got spatial magic. I can understand Mimosa to a certain degree because of her healing magic. I can understand Noella because of her unique kind of that liquid armor that she uses, that alloy type of attack and armor she uses that may have got stronger, so that's a possibility. And we also know with Asta, look being lightning oriented, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know, because we get told that Gaja, I think that was Gaia, his name is, he fought one with the Magic Emperor and two with one of the demons and got his scar. So he couldn't beat him, and he was a lightning user, loved by nature, and able to use runes. And Luke hasn't got that. So depending on how much stronger he's got, that'll be interesting. And plus, he was scared of this particular guy previously as well. So it'll be interesting to see if that's going to be a thing. Now with Xerxes, it's interesting because of the whole Ash situation, and Charmy as well. We don't know how powerful he is. Leo's fire. So the thing is with that, I would have thought his brother, now that he's the salamander user, to have a better chance. And obviously with Charlotte Rosalie and her curse, that might be a thing as well. And then of course there's Yuno. All this is interesting. So what are your thoughts about that? I've kind of listed so many things. I've probably said that really fast, motored through that, but these are all the people I'm going to assume are going to be the ones that are going to be involved in this fight. There's probably going to be others, but I think these are the ones that are going to get attacked. That being said, how well are they going to be able to manage against this guy? We don't know exactly how powerful he is. We know that he's like stupidly powerful, but we can't gauge that really. We don't really have a measuring stick to compare him to, I guess. So we'll have to really see him in action with a credible opponent before we can really see how far behind or close these people are, before we can really like hype this guy up or bring him down, whichever way the community takes it. That being said, plenty to look forward to. For those that have got this far in the video, thank you very much. As always, like, comment, share and subscribe. Get commenting down below. I love the conversations that we get on the back of these chapters, and let's theorize about what possibly could happen next. Those that do subscribe, make sure you tick to get all the notifications on the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!